make weapons fuel with it. It's just absolute baloney. They lied about WMDs in Iraq.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Hello, friends. Alex Jones here. You all know I've worked for years with Steve Shank and eFoods Direct. I have eFoods for my own emergency food supply. You know, Steve, life is different now for all of us, isn't it?
Very different. People are using this great food to survive the present hurricane season, and we've already had $40 billion worth of damage from floods, storms, quakes, and droughts. And that's just the first 8 months of this year. Natural disasters are newsworthy, but only touch a few of us Americans. The huge issue of the Greatest Depression is on everyone's mind. The unemployment, the loss of homes, lost businesses, and skyrocketing food costs are hitting every American. So everyone needs food security.
Folks, this month you will get free shipping on every food order from eFoods Direct. That's right. Every order gets free shipping starting September 6th. Get stocked up with the best storable foods out there with eFoods Direct and be prepared for any emergency before it happens. To take advantage of this special, call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Look at the shoes you're filling. Look at the blood we're spilling.
You know, what's going on is there's a lot of people that think they're members of the establishment out there, and they wear suits and they sit there in little stuffed coats and try to talk real calm like an NPR propagandist. I'm getting angry. I'm getting motivated. I'm telling you how I really feel and what I intellectually really see. We got a bunch of foreign banks that have seized our government, that are butchering our Constitution, that are setting up a police state to secure their ill-gotten gains, to raise all these new taxes and austerity to pay them the money they've stolen in derivatives. And I'm not putting up with it. And meanwhile, the government's always, we're doing this to protect you from Al-Qaeda. I saw they've got drone attacks all over North Africa to fight Al-Qaeda, based out of Libya. They just put Al-Qaeda in control of Libya. They talk to you like you're an idiot. They give you people with voting records about as liberal as Bill Clinton, Mitt Romney, and Rick Perry and tell you they're great. And yes, then they sit there and say we've got to have war with Iran. When Ahmadinejad's about to be out of office, when the UN is in there, the reactors cannot produce weapons material. But so what? Dozens of countries have weapons. South Africa has nukes. We're going to attack them? The Russians had 10,000 nukes. We never had a war with them. Iran gets one nuke. They use them. They're a parking lot. What about somebody staging a nuke attack, though, to start World War III, to politically then get everybody to stand down and go along with the police state takeover? Did you ever think about that? Or is it too much fun to hate Ahmadinejad because he doesn't look like you? Dinajad. I'm having this Freudian weird foible. Is it Dinajad or Dinajad, Aaron? Dinajad, Ahmadinejad. Always said it right. Lately I'm making it Jeed. I'm going to keep saying Jeed. Robert in Georgia, finish your point. We're going to get a report from Aaron Dykes and then go on to more calls.
Yeah, it's common sense when you think it through about, Mike Huckabee's comment about irresponsibility, allowing them to have a nuke. But if the tankers can't come to our country, they're sitting empty because the Saudi Arabia oil fields have been bombed out and the Strait of Hormuz is mined. The trucks won't be able to run to the grocery stores to restock that. People won't be able to fuel the cars to get to work. And so we're already teetering on, we're already in a depression. But that'll cause absolute anarchy in this country.
But the globalists would love that because then they can blame all the problems on Iran while the foreign banks got the country. See, we think of our government as like this patriotic group. It's openly owned by offshore banks who are exempt from taxes and then have their heads like Buffett come out and call for raising taxes to get rich when he helped write the loopholes for himself.
Yeah, but here's the deal. When Ron Paul gets cornered again, whether it's in a debate or some reporter, he needs to bring that point up, that will be far more reckless if we started a war with Iran. I don't know if somehow you could get that over to Ron Paul the next time they, pull a dirty trick on him.
Well, Ron Paul's going to do what Ron Paul's going to do, and he certainly played the nice guy, but now's the time to get aggressive. Robert, thank you. I'm going to talk to Aaron Dykes here for a few minutes. We're going to let his call go now. Robert, thank you. And then we're going to come back with Barry, TJ, Jim, Benjamin, Jerry, Will, Chase, Kathy, Brian, and others. Aaron Dykes, I appreciate you coming in on Sunday because I hadn't talked to you since I sent you Thursday to cover the martial law drill there in Florida. Tell us exactly what you and Darren McBreen for InfoWars Nightly News witnessed out there.
Well, we got back yesterday, Alex, and the exercise took place mostly on Friday, starting around 5 a.m., and they said they took more than 18 months putting this together. I never saw the full budget, but it was Homeland Security grants, so our money, and they were just frothing all around the city, shutting down everything, using all these facilities, and they had 4 public facilities where the media was sort of invited, but then they still freaked out and interrogated us at almost every location. Then they had...
Well, you're the enemy. You're the American people. They work for foreign banks.
Then they had other secret locations, including the sports stadium. And when we showed up there, they really got weird.
And tell us why they got weird. They didn't want you seeing the children.
Yeah, because they were doing a relocation drill, taking the children to the sports stadium, and, that would be from all the Denver public schools, and then have the parents pick them up afterwards. They did a FEMA drill using fake parents to pick up some real children.
And again, why is FEMA involved with people's kids? A, saw how great they did with the Superdome in New Orleans, and B, we've got the documents a decade ago. This is just training for the cops to take political dissidents to sports stadiums and to make the parents come turn their guns in to get their kids.
Well, yeah, if you use the pretext that it's keeping them safe from a school shooter, then it sounds nice and happy to bring them to the stadium. But, yeah, it could be anything.
Well, we happen to know from the clergy response teams and others, it is about political dissidents. And when the parents come, you check their ID and, we need to take you in for questioning. Disappear.
Right, but when we tried to check out the story and find out what they meant by testing student-teacher processing activities at Mile High Stadium, which has been renamed a few times over the years, they wouldn't let us in, they wouldn't tell us anything. Then finally, after like an hour of waiting, finally they sent out the Denver police victims unit guy to talk to us, and they're kind of like, you stayed too long at the elementary school drill earlier. There's nothing to see here, but yes, it is our goal to bring all children to the sports stadium in this drill or any real event.
Aaron, what did you think of the school you went to that had the first graders with cops aiming guns at them?
It was surreal, to say the least. I mean, of course, if there really was a school shooter, it makes sense to bring in the cops, but what are they really using the SWAT teams for? To knock out people's homes, growing gardens, and the rest of it, right?
Well, in the old days, if there was a school shooter, the first cop in just ran in, drove his car up, jumped in, ran in, and shot the guy, like with the UT Tower shooter. They didn't play games. Now, in every case, they wait like 4 hours and just sit there, and they tell everybody, get in the classroom, bow down so we get a higher death toll. It's actual training. Instead of like evacuate, get out, it's like wait for the shooter, suck their boots when they come in. The cops will be there in 4 hours. Of course, usually it's the feds inside shooting the kids. That's why they've got to have the drill to make sure the other cops stay outside while they finish the work inside.
Yeah, it's really sad, and they had all the tables turned. So, yeah, it was a scenario where the shooter had been there for a while before the SWAT team showed up.
By the way, I don't want to just make that statement, Aaron. I had the Rocky Mountain News reporter on about 10 years ago or 9 years ago about this. And it's now defunct, Rocky Mountain News, big, second biggest paper in Colorado. There were court cases and lawsuits that came out in court that the SWAT teams actually shot some of the kids at Columbine. And there were other shooters inside and 127 bombs. That's CBS News. So I'm not just saying that. Sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, it's upsetting. But as far as the drill we witnessed on Friday, who was playing the terrorist? It looked like a returning veteran to me, Alex. He was in the fatigues with the shooter gloves, and it didn't look like...
Well, we have all the training manuals. It's always a returning veteran. Veterans are the #1 threat. Homeland Security admits that.
So everything Homeland Security's been warning about and propagandizing about for a year and a half or so, or probably longer, a year and a half that I'm directly aware of, they were playing out in one way or another in this drill that involved more than 100 agencies.
Well, when we got the documents 3 years ago from good cops that sent it to us, where they said gun owners, conservatives, returning veterans are the enemy of America, Homeland Security came out and said, yeah, that is who we train to fight. And they put Al-Qaeda in Libya. They're good. Al-Qaeda's good. But George Washington is bad. And actually have FEMA saying George Washington is bad in my film Road to Tyranny. I have them training cops that George Washington is bad. And Ron Paul, by the way.
Yeah.
This is not satire if you're a new listener. These are foreign banks that are destroying America. Of course they hate real Americans.
But while they're prepping all the security with the mobile vans and everything and the NFL pat-downs, is it any wonder they're doing scenarios with malls, with shopping centers, with sports...
Well, they admit now TSA's is going to be in those, so they got to get you ready for the next staged event there. It's all a big rollout, Aaron.
Yeah, and so we just saw a piece of that here on Friday.
I know on InfoWars Nightly News, weeknight 7 o'clock, you're going to have a big report for us tomorrow. More footage, 7 o'clock tomorrow Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, prisonplanet.tv or InfoWarsNews.com. I'm going to come back with more calls, then Luke Radowski from the Wall Street demonstration arrest. Aaron Dykes, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Alex.
We'll be right back.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do 3 things right away. Number 1, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number 2, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number 3, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing for a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, how to cut your grocery bills in half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingprices.